I think it's perfect like this. It feels actually a little bit weird, and I feel a little bit nervous now that it's so official. Like with this nice background, and I have a nice setup, and it's funny because I don't know, it's nice because it makes a nice atmosphere, but I have to get used to it. And the part of me also really likes it. It's just, yeah, new. I think it's good to give a little, to go a little bit back in my journey, to come to this point where we are now, so that we can see into the so-called future of the journey that I'm starting. Just to get a little bit of background information, especially for those who maybe only know me from Instagram and haven't heard so much about it. So I arrived, or I'm living right now, in the Healing Circle Sanctuary. It's the place or the community with the name. And it's a small community setting. And since I'm here in a transition from more really as a community and workshop, work exchange place, transitioning to a place of really more long-term people living here, or any other possibilities that can come up. And I arrived here 1.5 years ago, while I was looking for a place in Portugal where I can stay longer, because I really needed to go out of Germany, out of the place where I grew up, because I was my whole life just in that bubble, and the universe like, hey, you need a new perspective, and if you don't listen and you haven't listened before, we give you a very uncomfortable push. And now I'm very grateful for that push, because otherwise I would have never come here. But in these moments and in this experience, it was very hurtful and very uncomfortable. And so I arrived here with not really an idea. I just made the plan in my head to make it more understandable for my mind, to say, okay, I'm staying here for 2 months as a volunteer. And with that I came here and I arrived, and I suddenly started to become part of the team and to stay longer and to really love it and to feel like home. And I didn't want to go anywhere else. I just wanted to be here and experience any possibilities that came up. And in these 1.5 years have been happening so many things externally and as well internally. Like we're all experiencing of time speeding up, and it was just like until this point now incredible of how many things I experienced in this short time. And I moved through ups and downs, and very high ups and very down downs. Received a lot of knowledge which I transformed into wisdom, which also wants to be shared now, which is one of the aspects why I'm starting this, I think. And I made many beautiful new connections, some connections very deep, which also helped me to work or to expand my consciousness about connections and understanding who I really am. And this place is very flowy. There's not a lot of structure. And one of my biggest lessons that I learned is that I am a being who likes structure. But to get a little bit into the spiritual bubble, I thought if I like structure, I don't belong, because spiritual people for me were always like this flowy. I just go step by step, and I just don't know what's happening in the next moment. Of course we don't know, but I think you understand what I'm meaning. And I actually understood that structure for myself is very important in a specific way. So I'm creating a safe environment actually for my masculine side with structure in which I can flow in. Because if I don't have structure at all around me, it's just too huge, too much flow. It's like anywhere. But if I have this kind of structure, where I'm also aware about the structure and I can reaffirm the structure, but if I make this structure in this, I can go here and there and there, and that's fine, because I'm creating all of that, but I'm getting aware in which way my being likes to create and likes to work. And obviously it can change, but this is how I'm experiencing now. And so I tried to give myself, or to create a little bit more structure for myself here to still feel comfortable and feel home. And then actually, I think already 2 months after I arrived, there came this feeling up of I want to see more of the world. There are more people calling me, there are more places calling me, there's something bigger still calling me. And I became really aware here that my biggest mission in this lifetime is to work with the younger generations in the first place, and to make with this younger generation a bridge to all generations, where we can come back as one community, and where we can and are able to share wisdom from different levels, from the human experience and from the higher realms, and where we can meet and bring these together to create a better place, to shift into a better place. And to come now to this present moment, I try to bring the knots logically together, because for me it makes sense, but for you. So I explained that I felt like I want to work with kids. That's one part. Before that, I explained that there often came this feeling up of like I want to see something else, I want to go somewhere else. And these two things, there has been the whole journey since I'm here, they always came up again. Not very clearly, sometimes together, most of the time separated. And I was not really able to grab them, to bring them down, to anchor them down. And obviously it was no time. And we decided to experience things step by step, and not to know really where we're going, even though a higher part of us knows where we're going. So with these two little knots that were always like tingling me sometimes somewhere, and another part that's connected to the traveling, I always came with, if you want to say, my spiritual mother here, always to a point where we were kind of triggered and could see where I'm still living in some kind of way in my own drama, where I don't want to get out. And we always, at one moment it was like we had to speak about it, and it was all the time the same. And there was always the option of like, okay, I'm staying here, but I'm changing, and I'm really staying with commitment to that change, or I leave. And I always decided to stay. But the last time this happened, I decided to go. And the moment I made this decision, totally new activations in myself. I suddenly felt so free, and I was like, wow, this is not only my life here, there's so much more still to experience. And I can really clearly feel this is home. Wherever this place is also going to move or develop or what happens, it's more about the people that I met here. It is home. And this is something I can only say now, but that is part of experiencing it. But I fear that I will find more and more places on earth that feels like this strong anchor. And at one point I maybe just carry it myself and can go with it, feeling wherever I want to go. But now I have, for example, 2 places where I can always go back to. I have my parents' place in Germany, a very magical place. I would love to show you it one day also. And I have this place in Portugal. And yeah, Portugal at all is just amazing and beautiful. And to come back to these 3 to /2 knots, they suddenly all came together when there came friends of ours, family members, soul family, who have a project in the Netherlands. So before they arrived here, that's I want to say, before they arrived here, I made a decision, okay, I'm gonna travel. I want to see different places, I want to meet other people, and I want to get new perspectives. And I totally believe that that this step was very necessary to say clearly, energetically, okay, I'm gonna travel now. And with that, I called in this possibility I'm gonna talk about now. If I wouldn't have done it, I think it wouldn't have came. And so they have a project in the Netherlands for kids who were not fitting into the school system, who were dropping out of the school system for multiple reasons. Either ADHD or highly intelligent or just really focused on something else, like a rebellion who will just like, I don't understand why I need to sit here on the table, on a chair 6 hours a day. I need to learn something I'm not interested in at all. And the place is called To Be, and I think this year they will have their 11th anniversary of the place, and it went very good. Schools are now even calling them and contacting them and saying, hey, we have again a kid who really just, we don't know how to handle that, can you take care of it? And as I understood until now, is this place was to be for kids to come back into balance. And after that, they sometimes go back to school if they want. They do this homeschooling, or they have kids who, kind of still staying there. And they can stay as long as possible as they want. So for one example, you have a kid there who really wants to become a musician. And with the budget that the kids get in the Netherlands, they're invested into musician teachers and to just, I think everybody of you can also imagine for yourself the moment you get nourished by that you love, and you get support from the outside for that, what you like to do. It's the most amazing human experience, I would say. And this is something that I also want to give to kids, that I want to give to myself by creating projects like this, and to give to every other being here on this earth and beyond the realms. I think that's why I'm on my journey also now. It becomes more clear. So they were here, They were basically sharing about the project. She was sharing in Dutch, so I couldn't really understand something, but I had somebody translating for me the most important parts. And what happened energetically in these moments were incredible. I felt suddenly so seen. I felt so at home. I got very emotionally. And I was like, I would like to have had a place like this when I was young. And I understood in that moment it doesn't make sense for me to suffer in it and to wish for years and years and years that I would have a place, but to create a space for my inner child and to create a space for kids who I still have the possibility to experience that in the human age of being a kid or children, a child. So it was a lot to handle for me in that moment, because I really felt there were some activations going on. There were conversations happening on so many levels with all the beings who were sitting around the table. And a lot of excitement, a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, a lot of like finally something is starting and happening. Something is moving on. And then the idea came up that I'm going to visit them. And something in me was like, yeah. So clear, without any doubt. And I said, okay, in this moment I was wearing a mask and I was saying, okay, I will feel into it. But the inside was like, I don't have to feel into it. But I wanted to give me that moment to breathe, because like I said, it was very intense moment. But also for the other part, for the woman who created the project, for her it was also so clearly spoken a yes. And we both don't know why. Again, we know why, but we don't know why. We're going to experience why. If you don't understand this, by the way, you can just let me know. I would love to make a video about that. But yeah, so after a few days I contacted her and I would say, I would like to start my journey in the Netherlands with you, and I would like to see your project and to visit you and to see the kids. And I mean, you can see already in my eyes how how exciting that is for me. And she said, yeah, you are more than welcome. And also that we both really don't know where this is going or how we're doing it. It gives an excitement, and it also gives peace in myself, because I always knew I can trust in that unknown and in the support that I will experience when I do this brave steps into the unknown. And I often still miss with the older generation the same trust in that. But for example, she was writing me, do you know how long you would stay, because it's difficult for me to plan. And I got a little bit nervous, so I wrote her, honestly, I don't know how long I will stay. I can really not say it, because there's a higher plan and I'm just here to play it out. And I said that on the other side I can understand that it's make it easier for the mind to make it a little plan. So I said, okay, I will stay for a week to 10 days, because that made logically sense for me, but I don't know. I really don't know. So I said to her, okay, 7 to 10 days maybe. And then she wrote me back that she totally understands what I'm writing about, and that gave me so much peace, and so I felt again so seen in that, and it gives me the feeling of home, of finally trusting again into this higher guidance. And it gives my being so much to have more and more people around me who allowing themselves more and more to experience that. So my flight is on the 19th of September. My parents will come here in the beginning of September and fly back on the 16th. And I'm very excited already also to see them again. My mom was here already once and she really loved it. And now my dad also has the possibility to see the place. And yeah, it's just a lot of exciting things happening. And there's also a part of me obviously very nervous. Like this part that's want to understand what's happening. And I feel like the more we allow ourselves to step in the unknown, the more the other part gets like, oh. And now I feel there's another part of me just witnessing all of that with love. Everything is fine. Everything is allowed. Every voice, every part of me. And now I'm jumping a little bit from topic to topic. But I really want to share that because it's coming from my heart. I felt physically the last 3 days not really good. The first day my ear starts to be itchy and to hurt, and my body felt really like becoming sick. I knew I'm getting my period soon, so I thought, okay, maybe it's connected also to that, but I was just so tired. And everything, like my bones, they hurt, and I couldn't eat anything. And like in this hot weather, a hot shower was the only thing that felt good for me. And I think that night or the night after, I was waking up constantly, and at one moment I was like, wow, I'm so loved. I'm so loved. I'm so loved. Everything is love. And I was like, wow, it's so obvious. But we decided to forget. And it's like, wow. And this is another part I feel I'm here to experience. Is the things I'm understanding logically and often telling to myself, and then having the shift of feeling it, embodying it. It's a completely different level. Then you really understand it. Because there's a difference of understanding it here and understanding it here and here and here. And it's there, I had that moment, and I feel like it's slowly nourishing my whole field and anchoring itself in. There are obviously still moments where my mind takes over, but I'm also getting now more and more aware about the sentences I'm telling to myself. And I really started to practice the moment I notice myself talking negatively, and it doesn't mean talking negatively to me, but our unconscious mind cannot make a difference between saying something to someone or saying it to ourselves. Everything we're saying, it's affecting our unconscious. So when I start to judge somebody or get into a lower vibration, I shift and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, because it's always here. I always hurt. I'm hurt. That's why I'm saying these things. And that's helping me a lot. Another part is, oh my god, it's so tiring. But it's helping. I can feel the shift the moment I'm saying these things. And then also there's a difference between just saying it with words or not, because I was like, there's no difference between saying love or cacao or chocolate or tea or green or yellow or leaf or whatever. These are all just words we have been giving definitions, and obviously they were created with a vibration. But we are able to change the vibration. But because we are so into the program of these different words with different vibration, it's very difficult to get out of it. We can use them with I am loved, I belong, I am worthy, and so on. It can help. There's always a yes and a no. But this moment was very beautiful and overwhelming also. Like, it's like these moments where you like open up your eyes again to a new level and realize like, wow, it was all the fucking time there. And I just could not see it. And this is again also a beautiful experience of this human life, of forgetting so many things and waking up to it again. Because in the higher realms you always know we're lost. And it's getting boring. So we are here. Yeah. And to my journey, like I said, I don't know how long I will stay there. I would love to keep you updated about the project. One thing that's I can even see it, like there's like rainbow sparkling colors out of my heart the moment I'm saying it. I would like to see more projects like this in the world, because I feel I'm here right now. The next step is to connect with these generations, and I'm here to meet some specific beings with specific blueprints, imprints, and genetic codes to, cannot say it. No words for it at the moment. And it's living like a dream, and I'm allowing myself more and more to live that dream, and I always knew that this is possible. There are just so many different voices of family, society, telling me that I'm not even saying it, you know what I mean. I'm not saying it anymore. It's possible. I'm here, I'm sitting, I'm talking to you, and I'm living my fucking dream. And I'm going on with that, because I'm believing in it, and I'm experiencing it. The way people see me and giving feedback, it's the most beautiful experience. And it's encouraging me more and more to share my frequency. And I would like to speak more also about the young generations and about the rainbow children. In one of my channeled sessions that I had with other people, I've been told that I am like the bigger sister for them, that I'm kind of one of the oldest. And somehow my life has been very easy, and I had a lot of support. But on the other part, there came a lot of confusion at the beginning. But I moved relatively quickly through it, and I can feel the more I'm standing in my intuition and my truth, the easier it is. And I can feel, wow, that the moment I open my eyes, I feel like there has been happened a shift. But I feel, it's like when I wake up in the morning, there's something like, it's like, let's go, let's spread love, let's spread joy. And it's not like to help me to motivate myself. It's my natural way of being. It's like this dolphin in me, and it's just me. It doesn't have a form. It doesn't have a color. It's just there, and everybody can feel it. And it's the most beautiful gift I have been given from God, I think. And now I can feel that it's like cracking everywhere open. I am perfect as I am. Okay, to bring it to an end. So I will go to the Netherlands on the 19th. I don't know how long I will stay there. I will probably will stay with the family. So the woman has a daughter a few years younger than me, and a son in the same age, and a husband. And they're living right now in the place to be as well. And in October they have to move to another place. And that's also a place that I forgot to tell that. It's another place they're developing now. It's a place where their kids can really stay after they come into balance. I'm sorry. They can go to that place and create something with other kids, with other, a little bit younger generation, a little bit higher. It doesn't matter, but with others, they can create something that really comes from their heart, that they really want to go for, and they don't have to go back to the school system or anything. They can really focus on their joy and on their love. And imagine a place where we can all create something together, where we uplift each other, and where we can remember who we are and why we came here, and where we have the possibility to bring that on a daily basis into reality. This is a place that I also want to create. And there's a name that I will share at one point with you. A few of you know the name. And it's not about making you curious or something, but I just feel right now it's not the perfect moment, and I also still don't really know how it's connected. But this name came to me 2-3 years ago in one night, like very clearly, the words. And I feel it's very strongly connected to the journey that I'm going. And it's basically, you don't even need to know the words, it's basically about what I just said now in this one sentence. And on the 21st we will have the celebration for the place where I'm going in the Netherlands for the 11th anniversary, and together with the ceremony for the place, because the place has been giving also all the people a lot. I will get more information about that when I'm there, maybe a little bit before. There's a lot that I know about this place because it's just me, and on the other hand there are not many things I have heard yet. But I would like to take you on my journey, to give you updates about the projects, especially also to connect, because like I said, I feel with that step I'm also may attract more of these projects into my field to go and to visit. And maybe from there also the sparkling of traveling the world comes from. But who knows? This is just something I said now. And then, yeah, I will see how long I'm staying there. Maybe I will, because I'm very close to my parents' place, I will maybe go also for some time there. And I really allow myself one step more now to trust my intuition and to go with that inner feeling, because I know that's my only truth guidance. As long as I try to understand it logically or come from the mind, I know that I'm trapping myself in something that I don't want to choose to believe in anymore, that I don't want to go into anymore. And obviously there can come moments where I still do it, but I really want to make consciously the choices more and more to trust that inner feeling. And I honestly have to say, I just love it. I love this journey. I love being here right now and contributing my energy to that place. I love to open up more and to share more. I love to be being nervous and trying something new. I love to do this. I also want to get nice equipment, because right now I'm having a phone I'll be sharing here in the community. I have a device where you are standing on right now. That's very nice for filming. And I still need some nice equipment or nice, softwares or apps to also make and edit videos and pictures. And I also thought I can maybe even, because I started a podcast, for those who don't know, I have also a podcast, to just upload this also on Spotify as a podcast. Because I feel I will continue with this. I like to see. I like that you can see me while I'm speaking, because it helps to get more of the energy and more of the feeling, and it feels more like me and what I'm enjoying. And thank you. I think there's also a reason why I came to Portugal, and these are just assumptions and ideas, but I want to share it. There's an idea that maybe I came here in the first place and will go now and see and experience projects. At one point we come back to create the place also here, to have an anchor point here. Because what I'm actually seeing is that this vision is starting to sparkle at many different places around the world, and needs clear anchor points on where it can spread out over the whole world. And maybe Portugal right now still needs a place, and maybe I'm the one to create one of the anchor points here in Portugal. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you.